Here's a question I get a lot. Holly, your follower count is not that high. How do you get as much engagement as the bigger accounts? Now, that is very true. I'm not the biggest account, not by a long shot, but my engagement numbers have been solid. So how does that work? I strategically do 4 things with every post to make sure I get engagement. The first thing I do is I ask a question at the end of every post. Why? Because people like to share their thoughts and opinions. So ask a question that allows them to share their wisdom, maybe even their offers. These questions don't always have to be serious. I mean, giving people permission to be weird or funny, that's attractive. The second thing I do is I position my content towards the reader. Now, this is especially important when telling stories about yourself. Always remember to pivot that story and help the reader apply it to their situation. One rule of thumb I use, at the end of every post I ask, who cares? And if the answer is no one, I edit it or I trash it. The third thing I do is I never land the plane. I learned this when I worked in ministry and I spoke on stage to students. So like on LinkedIn, when I share lists, I leave out 1 or 2 obvious answers to allow my audience to jump in and share. My job is to uncover the nuanced tools, not the ones that everybody knows. So don't resolve 100% of the tension in your content. Tease it out, make your readers feel something. Allow them to come to their own conclusions. That's far more powerful than dogmatic spoon feeding. And the last thing I do is I ask people to tag others in my post. Asking people to tag specific categories of profiles does 2 things. 1, it brings those tag folks to your profile. And 2, it helps people easily respond and engage with your posts. People say all the time it's not about the numbers. To a certain extent, I agree. But the numbers are a factor if you're trying to run a business. The relationships are what make LinkedIn fun. But the numbers, they keep the lights on.